Alright, so when you're doing angle of elevation and depression questions, the most important thing is the diagram. So when you're drawing the diagram, you're going to set up everything that is in the question. So what I like to do, I like to draw the object first. So the object that he's looking at is the building, and there's a flagpole. Then it says it is 300 feet away from the base of the building. So it's going to be, so you can imagine that the person is standing here, or you can draw a point on the ground that is 300 feet away. So this is going to be 300 feet. From the base of the building, so it would be the distance from here to here. Then you're going to, the next question says the angle of elevation from the bottom of the pole is 30 degrees. And from the top of the pole is 32 degrees. So you need to draw two lines of sight. I'm going to draw it from the point on the ground where the observer is standing. So the line of sight would be here to the top of the pole. Then we need the horizontal line. So the horizontal line, I'm going to put it here. Then I can put the 32-degree angle there. So remember, the 32-degree angle, it must be between the line of sight and the horizontal line from the point, or if you want, you can put it from the observer's eyes. Then the next one is the angle of elevation from the bottom of the pole is 30 degrees. So I'm going to draw it from the point 300 feet away to the bottom of the pole, and the horizontal line is already there, so I can put the angle between those two lines. Alright, so we're supposed to determine the length of the flagpole. So I'm going to call this L. So I'm going to take out the right triangle part out of the diagram. So I'm going to draw the first right angle. Then I'm going to put in the angle. I'm going to deal with the 32-degree angle first. Alright, the horizontal side is just which side is running horizontally. So this must be 300 feet. Then the side that I'm trying to find is L, which would have to be the vertical side, since the flagpole is running vertically. So this distance here would be the length. Alright, now we need to find the trig ratio to use to find L. So that must be tan. Reason being is that 300 would be the adjacent, L would be the opposite. This could not be the adjacent because this is the hypotenuse. Your right angle would be here, and if you were to draw an arrow from the right angle to the hypotenuse, then this would be the hypotenuse. Sorry, to draw if you draw an arrow from the right angle, this side would have to be the hypotenuse. That's what I meant to say. Alright, so it's going to be tan theta is equal to opposite over adjacent. Then you substitute the information to find L. So that's going to be tan 33 is equal to the opposite, which is L. I'm going to use capital L. Then 300, which would be the adjacent side. And you have to find L by getting rid of 300. Alright, so multiplying by 300 would get rid of the 300 here, since it is the opposite of division. So we can cancel that. You have to do the same thing on the other side of the equation. And that leaves you with 300 times tan 33. Alright, when I do that, I'm supposed to get, I believe it was 188. Sorry, it's not 33, it's actually 32. Alright, so I got 187.46, but I'm going to round it to the nearest whole number and call it 188 meters to the nearest whole number. Alright, you're going to do the same thing for the smaller triangle. or for the other triangle, the 30-degree triangle. So we dealt with the 32-degree triangle already. Now we're going to deal with the 30-degree triangle. Alright, so the horizontal side is still the same, 300. And the vertical side is still the same, which is L. So remember, 2 angles means 2 triangles that you're dealing with. So we're going to be using the same trig ratio. So that's going to be same trig ratio. Reason being is that you're given the opposite and adjacent. So I'm just going to go ahead and put in the value, substitute the value. So it's going to be tan 30 is equal to L over 300, so opposite over adjacent. And that gives us, we have to multiply again to get rid of the 300, so that would give us 300 times tan 30 on the other side. And remember, when we multiply or do the opposite operation, it gets rid of the 300. And that gives me 300 times tan 30, 173.20, but to the nearest whole number, that's 173 meters. Alright, the last thing you have to do, remember, they did not ask for the entire height here. They only want the length of the flagpole. So what you're going to do, you're going to subtract the smaller one from the larger one. So the final answer is going to be length of the flagpole is equal to 188, the larger one, from the smaller length, which is 173. That would give you 15 meters. And that's your answer.